Alright, there it is. 2022 GasGas EC300. Bike is brand new. Haven't even ridden it yet. In fact, 0 miles on it right now. Gotta go start it up and let it warm up a little bit. I actually put a fan kit in, so I need to check the level once I start it. So that was one of the ads that I did to the bike. Obviously the plastics and the seat have changed. Wasn't a big fan of all the red. I do love the red frame. You get a nice contrast there against the silver, and then with the black that I added. But anyhow, these are the updates that I did to the bike. So the first thing I did was cut the bars down. These bars I cut about 1 inch off either side. They're really wide. If you're going to do any sort of tight woods riding, you need to shave those down a bit. I put on the pillow top grips that I always run, and Solid Performance, where I get the bikes, has the nice Enduro Engineering wraparound guards. Now when you put these guards on, you're going to have to run the arch over top, both the clutch and the brake, because the way those hoses come out, you just can't fit it underneath and get into the position that you want it. So, a little heads up when you're putting it together, you're going to need to have the arch coming over the top here. Starting with the front, I put on the M59 front tire. They come stock with the usual KTM standard AT81 Dunlop, and I just like the Bridgestone M59, so that's the first thing I put on. I also put bibs in there, so I've got a regular bib mousse in there, so that's ready to go. And then a couple little things is this tusk guard, if you can see it here, for the TPI sensor. I didn't run that on my old TPI bike, but you know, you never know when that's going to be an issue, so I figured straight from the gate we'll get that put on. And also these frame guards, you know, when I did the plastics, put the frame guards on, I think they do make a difference with holding you onto the bike. So I'm looking forward to the combination of those, working with this Guts gripper seat. Has real aggressive grip to it, and I think once I get my knees up on the sides there, it's going to grip on real tight. Now they did something weird with the GasGas, with this actual fuel line. I put this little extra tip on there instead of having the fuel line run through. They actually had it run through and into the frame here, which kind of an old school look, and I think that's what GasGas was really going for with this bike, is like an old school look. I just don't like that combination of that fighting against the throttle cables coming through, so I just put that little power parts tip on there, and we'll see if that stays on. They come with a 1350 sprocket setup from the factory. I've always run on my XCWs. I've had a 250 XCW and a 300 XCW. I've always run a 1351. So I went ahead and put a 51 sprocket on there. It just lets you hold third gear much better, in my opinion. And then that way you can kind of lug it through a lot of stuff. I also put, this is a new tire, IRC JX8. They're calling it the Goldilocks tire. This is a first time running this tire, and it is super gummy. Compound on the top, and the crown of it's super soft. But the sidewall is normal stiffness, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how well that holds up. And a buddy of mine just snapped off his chain guide. Actually broke off the tip of the swing arm there, so I went ahead and got the Bulletproof Designs swing arm guard and just bolted that on, and it doesn't bolt perfectly, but I'm thinking that should do the trick with the rock riding that I'll be doing with the bike. One of the design things of the GasGas versus the KTM is they actually have this arch right here to the back, so this actually opens up the back. It makes the the rear fender look a lot longer than it actually is. Now I did measure it, and it's 1 inch longer than the KTM, so it sticks out a little further. Not too excited about that because it is a better chance of breaking it off, but it looks decent, and they've got a nice clean setup with the brake light in the back. So one of the things I learned from my last TPI was these TPIs kind of seem to have a little sluggish pull off the bottom until you make some adjustments to them. One of the biggest things that worked for me last time was putting the gnarly pipe with the power core exhaust. So I went ahead and put that on straight out of the gate, and I really feel like that makes a huge difference in the way the bike pulls off the bottom. And now once that's on there, I can test it a bit. You know, always make adjustments to the power valve or spring, or even change up something with the throttle itself. But kind of excited to see how this new 2022 TPI runs like that. I've got the brake guard down there. Enduro Engineering makes a nice brake fin, so that's always worked well and is kind of a must-have. And I'm also trying a different protector for the skid plate, which is made by Moose. Fit on pretty well and seems to have decent coverage across the board here. Doesn't go out real wide where the foot brake is, but I think it's enough to protect it. I'm not a big fan of running the pipe guards because they just seem to dent with the pipe, and then I'm replacing the pipe guard and a pipe. I'd rather just put a new pipe on every year if they have to. One thing I have had happen with the KTMs that's been an issue is the cap for your oil fill here. You can see I put on this billeted aluminum cap. The stock ones, they seem to rub with your boot, and your boot seems to work it and loosen it up. And I have had on one of the bikes a little bit of an issue getting a little water inside. Nothing major, but just annoying. And once I've replaced them with these caps, they seem to work perfectly. And I did put the radiator fan in. There's a fan kit made by Trail Tech. Real easy to put in. I don't know if you can see it with the lighting in here. Real easy to put in. Wires straight to the battery. Works really well. And you know, it's kind of made to go in there. So I've never had a big need for the fans on the 300, but I have had them boil over a couple times, and you know, it's kind of nice to have if you can get it straight away. So inside we've got the radiator guards, which is a must-have. I did the Enduro Engineering ones instead of the bulletproof ones that I normally run because they're about half the price, and they seem to be a decent setup, very strong. And I can't imagine bending it. So one of the last things that I did was this inside the pipe. There's a flange guard in here. It seems like the pipe may be a little bit more exposed than usual with the setup of the bike, and figured it might be worth just getting that on. I had to take the pipe off anyhow. Wasn't real expensive. Just a little extra protection. Yeah, so the only thing that I haven't done to the bike is put on a stabilizer, steering stabilizer, and I'm kind of on the fence about whether I'm going to do that or not. I think I'm going to ride it out and see how the bike handles. I think each bike kind of feels a little different, and maybe that'll be something I'll add in the future. But hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to try to get out and ride it, and maybe add some video onto this with some clips of riding the bike. But so far looks really good. It's got, like I said, kind of this old school look to it. And I was going to say one of the old school things that they did was they actually left the engine case this kind of raw metal material. Kind of reminds me of like an old school KX or something like that. First it kind of bothered me, but now I kind of like the look. I think they really hit the mark with what they were trying to do with not making this look exactly like the Gas or the Husky or the KTM, and just kind of make it something different. So yeah, so that's what I've got done, and time to go out and ride it.
Was it steep dropping in there?
I'm not pulling your fucking ass out this time. Came across here and he goosed it.
Yeah.
Right at the end, went down, and his head took out that chunk of bark.
Ouch.
And I'm talking to him because, you know, asked him his name, what year it was, who's the president, you know, all that shit. And he was fine. And then we were with this other dude that we didn't know, and I'm talking to him, talking about Colorado, and I said, Joe's going out to Colorado, and he goes, I'm not going out to Colorado. I mean, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh no. Yeah. Did he go to the hospital?
No.
Probably. Had a slight coma.
Kept driving.
Yeah. Slight concussion, I mean.
You're alright.
Ooh. Easy.
No swimming in the Shamokin today. No.
No. got it. There you go. Just pull that bottom over. Oh, did you lose a fender?